Welcome back, awesome Action Toy fans and subscribers. It is Tuesday, the 30th of May, 2023, and we're looking at these brand new JoyToy Dark Source Jianghu figures. We've got 4 that came in this latest wave. So we have Chief of the Taichang Sect. This is Ding Jianghu, or how, possibly. Looks very, very cool. Though I am worried about this wave with the articulation being hindered by their flowing capes and whatnot. Nice looking figure. And he's got a horse tail whip. And Chinese, it looks like a horse tail whip. Chinese martial arts is basically a horse's tail on a stick, and you whip it. And then what it actually does, it flays the skin. Believe it or not, it will take your skin off if you do flail it hard enough. Very cool. And is that a pipe as well? Very nice. Next we have Crown Prince of King Jiang, and this is Kai Xiao. He's got a fan, he's got his straight sword, his jian. Pretty cool. That fan's quite nice. Closed and open. I know some people aren't a fan of the swords being done like this. I quite like it like that, but then we have from the, again, the same, these 3, 1, 2, and 3 are all from the Taichang sect. This is, that's a hard one, Xushan He, maybe. Again, the sword is like this. He does look pretty cool. And lastly, we have Blade Master of the Taichang sect, and that's Ao Gong Sun, maybe, no idea how to say an A and an O together. Maybe I should ask my wife, but she won't speak on camera, and but she will tell me. And he's got all these effects going around, which I don't know if they look good or not. I can't decide. I guess I'll know sooner or later. He's the Blade Master, but he has no scabbard or any blades on him, so maybe it's from his hands being so fast or something. I don't know. Right, let me just quickly ask the wife how to say his name off camera, because he's such a shy one, and I'll let you know in a second. Okay, so she said Gongsun Ao, so there's Ao Gongsun. Okay, so my wife is not actually from China, she's Malaysian, but she's Chinese. Okay, so very, very cool. If you want to see all this stuff early, join the Patreon. It's actually free for 7 days, and after 7 days, it'll ask you, do you want to pay? You can say no, and so it's worth doing just for 7 days, if anything else. If you want to say yes, you can too. You can see all the reviews as soon as uploaded, and plus other content and stuff too. Okay, I'm going to set this up. I'll be back in an instant. Stay tuned. Okay, here we are. Here are our characters. And despite my initial reservations, it does appear they can all pose particularly well. They've got some good action poses going on there. We'll look at accessories first, left to right. So this guy on the left comes with his little pipe. He's already got his horse tail whip in his hand. You will see in a moment. He also comes with 3 pairs of hands as well. So 6 additional hands he comes with. I have swapped over the front hand there. That was a gripping hand, so he comes with 2 fists. He comes with a pointing hand with a sort of a bent finger, which is a bit amusing. And he comes with a left gripping hand and a right open hand. This is like the left hand he's got there now. Okay, next guy, the Crown Prince, I believe. This sort of cape that just goes over his shoulders, which I'm not going to use because it overbalances him and he can't do much articulation. 2 fists. He comes with a fan in a closed position. He's got the open position and his hand behind there. And it comes with the scabbarded sword. If I take that out, it should come out. There you go. Then his sword can't actually fit in there, but it just shows that is the sword out. If I was to attach the scabbard to his body somewhere. Next guy, he only comes with the sword. He's got the scabbarded sword on him at the moment, and he comes with just 2 fists as well. Last guy, He again comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with 3 pairs of hands, same as the guy on the far left. He comes with 4 sort of slashing action thingies. So this is one like a blade here. There's a bit rubbery. It's alright, I guess. Not really my cup of tea. He gets the movement one here. Another straight one there. And he has another movement one in his hands already. So we get a look at the figures and the other accessories they have. So left to right again. And I will say this, the improvements to the face sculpts in the 40K and the eyes has come across on these guys too. Check this out. That could be really could be a real person almost there. Very, very cool. So that's a horsetail whip he's got there. I've got one in the UK somewhere, a horsetail whip. And you see, I didn't realise that before, you can actually stow that, I'm hoping is this, on his back there. There we go. Very cool. Makes it a bit easier. He's looking up at something, it looks like. Fantastic looking figure. So here we have his sword unscoured, and you have his fan. Kick your head. Pooey. Not a bad face, but the right eye appears to be bigger than the left eye. Very, very nice. This guy here, called an easy remote. He reminds me of someone, not sure. Again, the right eye appears to be slightly bigger than the left. His cape is very soft and pliable, so it's not really interfering with articulation likewise. But this inner one here is slightly thicker. And then the last guy, he's got his chopping down thing going on. Take that off. He's got a great face sculpt. Check that out. Probably the best face out of the bunch. He is looking absolutely awesome. And this is very easy to take off as well if you want to. Likewise with the guy before him. Very cool. So we're going to go through articulation now. Unfortunately for me, it might have to be 4 figures worth of articulations, since they're all so quite different. So I will start with number 1. I will leave his horsetail whip in there. By number 1, I mean Ding Chang Hu, maybe How, Ho, no idea. Okay. Let's make sure we get a bit of a focus. Let me zoom out just a little bit. Okay, so articulation. So he has his left and his right. He has his up, down, and sort of a side to side to side. Very nice side to side actually. Took a bit of a while to loosen it up. Arms all the way around. Outwards, he's getting flat on both sides. It should be. There we go. Biceps bend. They have got a different angle there, so it should be over 90 just about on that arm, and should be over 90 easily on this arm as well. There we go. He's got a trunk. Oh, it's a trunk and waist. There's no separate trunk. So as it falls backwards, he can turn. He can do side to side. His hands are on a joint, so line up the joint. He can move in any direction. Hips forwards, goes out to the side. Sculpting gets in the way, but it's still very, very good. Sideways is good enough for a full splits on one side, but with that sculpting of these clothes there, he won't quite get to a full splits, but it's good enough. There is a thigh bend, sorry, a thigh twist, and also you can put it from the hip. Double kneecap, but he's only getting about 90 degrees, which is a shame. That's the sculpt getting in the way. He's got really big feet, so it's very easy to stand up. Also, call him a traditional Chinese clown, you know, from a few hundred years ago. So he can swivel on the feet. He has a tippy toe, which is very good, but he can't balance on his toes. And a small, or quite good actually, dorsiflexation. Pretty good. His feet are really big. Okay, next one. Get him in position first. Come on, bro. Take his fan out of his hand and his sword as well, I think, for this one. So, let me get a bit closer. A bit better. Head, left, right, up, down, side to side, very good. All the way around. Shoulders, again, about flat. Biceps, again, should be good if you get the angle right, because there's a cutout in the clothes. He gets just over 90. Same on the other side, I can see. And there's a joint, line it up on his wrist and get any angle you want. Forwards, backwards on the waist is good. It's actually it's a trunk, I see. So he's got a trunk, forwards, backwards. He's got a side to side and a turn. Then he should have a waist underneath that can turn as well. There we go. So he can turn from the waist as well. So forwards, backwards combined is good. Side to side is great too. Onto his thighs. He can do almost a full splits. Practically there. Very, very cool. Forwards is fantastic. Backwards, I didn't check the last guy for backwards, but his backwards is really good too. Look at that as a full splits. And he's out his legs turned to the side, which is fantastic. Got a thigh swivel, double kneecap. He can get tight on his one, very, very tight. And his feet have a good tippy toe, but again, he's not going to balance on both tippy toes. Way too small on the toes. He's got a good dorsiflexation. And he has a swivel too, but there's no boot turn. Come on, JoyToy, do boot turns. You know you want to. Number 3. Okay, so head left, right, up, down, side to side, all the way around, outwards, about flat. Biceps probably the least of the bunch, still getting 90. He's got a trunk, so he gets a side to side. He can turn forwards, backwards with his hips as well. The waist, good forwards, good backwards, great sideways, has to be said. This side a bit difficult because the sword's in the way. Wrist again is in the ball joints, you've got to line it up. Legs, forwards is alright, but the clothes are getting in the way a little bit. Backwards is good. Sideways is again nearly full splits, so that's really quite cool. The thigh twist, double kneecap. I'll show the other leg this time since the sword's on the other side. And he gets a very tight bend, even though he's like sort of broken his leg there, which is good. On the bend there, and then his feet. Again, he gets a good tippy toe. Not such a good dorsiflexation this time because the sculpt, and he gets the swivel on both feet. Pretty cool. Then the last guy. I'll keep this on for his articulation. Left to right is good, up down is good, side to side is not as good as some of the others, but still okay. All the way around on the shoulder, outwards is over flat, which is really quite nice. Biceps is over 90, which is cool. He's got the trunk. If I pull it down, you can see he's got quite a funny waist system. That's just hiding it. But he's got the trunk there, so he's got a good forwards, backwards, very good side to side. That's using the waist as well. That's like ridiculous. Look at that. And he can turn. Waist can turn too. If I hold the hips, his actual bend forwards, he can sit down and drive the car. If that was around in those days. His backwards, getting a little hip gap there, is still impressive. Sideways is just off the clock. Look at that. That is just ridiculous. I wish I could do that. Really flexible on the waist. Hips. And he is, I say he is hitting a full split, and his thigh popped out. He's hitting a full splits on the sideways. Forwards is amazing. Backwards is a full splits as well. You can actually do like that. You know, very, very cool on the legs. He's got a thigh twist, double kneecap. He can't get that tight, or can he? He can. Tight as well. And then the foot. He has the tippy toe, has the dorsiflexation, and a small swivel again. And once more, he's got quite big feet, so I help him fit all his fancy kicks, balancing and whatnot. Can you balance like that? See how quick I can balance him. I'll do this on camera now. Let's have a quick look in. I'll give myself 7 seconds. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, getting close, 2, 1. I'm just about there. Okay, so that's about 7 seconds, and he's almost ready to balance. So very easy to pose and balance too. Fantastic articulation. My fears were none founded. I'm very pleased to report. So what we can do now is a quick size check and a quick comparison with a figure or two to get an idea of how they scale with some other lines. Obviously they don't scale their predecessors who have been released, the previous waves, very well. This is turning out to be one of my favourite lines actually. I mean, there's lots of lines I like. About our JoyToy lines is like, it's between this and the Cult of San Raja, I think. Though there's so much good stuff that JoyToy are doing that's so hard to choose. Why am I 40k? I love when I'm 40k. I love this stuff too. Okay, so size, let's get an idea. Should be around about 10.5, I'm gonna say. So top of the hair, he's about 11ish. These guys are around about 10.5 on the left and about 11 on the right. And the last cut on the left is around about 11 to the top of the hair. So around about 10.5 altogether. Pretty good. So comparison time. Let me see. Let's move him over slightly. Him there slightly. And let's put him there. Okay, so I think the first comparison has to be something that maybe they might fear or maybe they might face. And that is going to be from Marvel. It's going to be a ninja. Ba-dun-dun-dun-dun. One of the hand ninjas. Scale very well. So you've got one or two of these lying around, or the Ronin lying around. It might be a good time to dig them out because they do look pretty cool, these guys, though they are lacking in paint apps in comparison. Compared to Boss Fight Studios, my Sigurd the Wanderer, because they are fantasy as well, though obviously different part of the world, one different universe. Let's get this stand up first. He's like, no, I must not stand up. Okay. Again, they scale very, very well. And last one, what shall I use? Let me use something completely unrelated. This is a Star Wars The Vintage Collection Magna Guard, who I've reviewed is up on Patreon, but I haven't published on YouTube yet. Well, not at a time of filming. And again, scale very, very well. 4 great releases from JoyToy, absolutely cracking figures. They have really knocked out the park of this line. Great, great stuff. Okay, this is Automatic Choice signing out, saying please consider joining Patreon. It's free for the first 7 days, and you can say no to paying after. So that's really, really quite cool. Link in the description below. And please like, share this video, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already. And I'll see you in the next video soon. Stay happy, keep collecting. Bye-bye.